Howdy y'all, Fervor2 here, and welcome back to Reverse 1999 for part 2 of the Haunted Highway in Route 77. Now in the last video, we did only 5 chapters, I believe, of the story, and we left off in glass bottles. Now before I wanted to continue this on further, I got something special to show you all. Now, after my video was published, I guess, and I kind of guessed myself, I've seen Miss Tuesday's abilities, and I thought to myself, I like the horror-themed characters and all that and whatnot, and she literally is probably the entity of the motel. I mean, who knows, right? So I decided to pull for her. After wasting 50 free pulls, as well as getting at least almost $30 worth of pulls, I finally got her right here in her creepiest infant holding glory.
Simple, soft, soothing. The perfect get-up for a maid, and the perfect excuse for me to knock on a guest's door.
I don't know why you blushing every time you're being so creepy, but I love you. So back to that, I'm almost at her Insight 2, and probably her new look as well, but I do have enough to use her in the story. Not sure how I'm going to use her, but I'll use her in the story mode. So, we're going to be doing Chapter 6, Glass Bottles. So you better not, don't forget this handy weapon in a brawl. My guess is, looks like we're probably underneath a basement, and that's Lilya, I believe, in a building somewhere in the Xeno base. And what is that right there? Is that a scientist or someone in a hazmat suit? Who knows, right? Alright. The empty factory is cold and damp.
Let's see what you've got in there for me.
She wanders the factory, eventually spotting a large crate covered in postage stamps in the receiving room. The crate is nailed tightly shut. She squints, having only the moonlight to help her read the words on the box. Red 38, Lilya.
Hey, buddy!
She squats down and inspects the crate. After tapping it a few times, she frowns.
They just left her in a wooden box. What kind of safekeeping is this?
Lazy, that's what it is.
Anyway, I don't have much time. I'll settle that with them later.
She grabs the crate and tries to lift it. It doesn't budge. It's bound by arcanum.
Alright, at least they bothered to put a gravity ritual on it.
Light footsteps echo behind her.
Are you also preparing to evacuate?
Who are you? Oh yeah. Lilya turns around. A slender girl stands before her, a basket in her arms. Hang on. Is that the woman that Argus was looking for? Or is it Argus, her name? Yeah, the mercenary woman.
Ah, perfect timing. Are you in charge here?
I don't think she is in charge. The girl looks up and down.
No, I'm not in charge of anything, Lieutenant. I'm just passing through. I'm Kayla, by the way.
I have not clicked on anything. Again, her up and down before giving her a sweet smile.
I heard some rattling here and thought some of those kids might have come back to steal weapons again. These things aren't cheap, and the kids know it.
Kids stealing from the military? Huh, that's a new one. Where are the guards here?
Probably dead.
Oh, didn't they tell you, Lieutenant?
The girl sounds surprised.
The army stationed here started evacuating a month ago. There aren't many of them around these days.
Evacuating?
The Foundation's report was correct. Lilya senses impending danger.
Then where can I find the soldiers that are still here?
You're new in town, right? Did you see a bar on your way here? That's where the Xeno soldiers spend their nights drinking. You might want to check there first. That's probably where you'll find him.
Him? What does he look like?
Like every other Xeno soldier. They all look the same to me. You'll know him when you see him.
She pauses, looking the pilot up and down.
But I have to tell you, the bar doesn't like outsiders. Have you heard of the Order of Elightenment? It's an occult society. Very active these days. They were preaching in this town just a few days ago. Today is their day of prayer.
And, what does that have to do with me?
The bar you're going to is where they gather to pray. That's all I know. If you're going up there, please, be careful.
Huh, thanks.
Lilya turns and leaves. The girl watches her as she goes.
May the sufferer watch over you.
Oh, hell no, she's part of them. Well, that confirms that she's a cultist.
Great sufferer, by your decree, the glory of former days shall grace our present path.
She whispers in a prayer. As she claps her hands together, the black facets of her ring shimmer. That got creepy in just a second. Yeah, Grace.
Great sufferer, by your decree, the glory of former days shall grace our present path.
We dedicate our souls and minds to you. We seek the well-being of our people in your name.
A solemn atmosphere fills the bar. A small group has gathered under the dim lights, some in black robes, others in everyday clothes. They lean on each other like brothers and sisters. The man leading the prayer raises his glass and gives a toast.
May the sufferer watch over you. Under their grace, may our cups overflow.
Of course, it's the bar owner. The one who owns the bar is a cultist.
To the sufferer!
The bar door flings open.
Huh? Odd time for a stranger to come.
The young pilot looks around.
No crashing the party, am I?
She heads straight to the bar where the shelves glitter with various bottles.
Napa Valley, Californian Red, Kentucky whiskey. Ha! There's a lot of good stuff here. One vodka, straight. The best you got.
It ain't business hours, lady.
She knows what that sound. Someone's cocking a gun just inches away from her.
Hey, all I did was ask for a drink. Is this how you treat your customers?
As I said, we ain't serving you.
Why? Don't you have vodka? Fine, I can settle for whiskey. Have to learn to take what we can get, eh?
You ain't getting that either.
Seriously? You don't have any whiskey?
She glances at the whiskey bottles lining the shelves.
I'm starting to understand why Zeno evacuated. What's the point of living in a town where there's no real liquor? Especially for those drunkards.
What's a Xeno lieutenant doing here anyway? No alcohol fuel in that warehouse of yours?
Huh. You sure have some interesting drinking habits down here. But I'm curious, what did the sufferer promise you to make you all change your faith? I mean, that's quite an achievement, especially here in Texas.
She turns, narrowly avoiding a bullet. It whizzes past her hair.
Oh, so we're doing this now, are we?
Okay, so cultists. Alright, so I'm gonna try out Miss Tuesday here. See how she goes.
Is this a new route?
Wait a minute. Let me take a look at you real quick. a tramp. You're all tramps? You look like a bunch of homeless dudes with axes. Okay, we're dealing with that.
I will remember the sacrifice. A bloody handprint on broken glass. Glasses at your service.
Don't worry.
Alright, I saw some bloody handprints.
Come on in, water's fine.
Yeah, a bunch of eyes. Wow.
Not this way, please.
Want to hit the waves?
You're waking. It's for your safety.
It does poison damage, that's pretty good.
It's a big party for my little crew.
Dear.
Gather round.
Well, never mind.
You can't separate a boat from her oars.
Well, I wanted to see Tuesday's ability, but oh well. I guess it'll be later then. Well, it's a classic bar fight we got here. Oh damn, bottles crashed to the floor, splashing alcohol all over the bar. You're seriously gonna try to face against Lilya, huh?
Look, I don't care what you're doing here. Just tell me where that Xena soldier went.
She looks down at the bar owner slumped over this counter.
What Xeno soldier?
The man strains to open his swollen eyes.
Don't play dumb with me.
That soldier. He's a complete idiot, that one. It's obvious that Xeno has abandoned him. But he insists that they left him here. Because they believe that only he could keep the warehouse safe. Why are you looking for him now? If you decided to ditch him in the first place.
Listen, I can tell you guys aren't the biggest fans of Xena, but that has nothing to do with me. I'm just here to get my stuff back.
A simple reason. And they all got their asses whooped. Just for a simple reason. He takes a labored breath.
Fine. If you insist on finding him, try your luck on the outskirts of town. He might be drinking there.
Thanks.
She steps over the unconscious man beside her and leaves the bar. Damn. Damn. That took almost... That almost took almost 12 minutes. Alright, let me see. Every day, thousands of documents pass through the headquarters, and this is merely one of them. In all honesty, I don't really like to read all of this here. If you want to pause and read this, make sure you do so. Right. So, the parchment. A magical medium upon which every sentence written speaks a profound truth.
We can't say for sure if this ritual was created by the last guest. Fact is, you can find all kinds of unusual markings in this motel. Most of them less than a month old. Very recent indeed. The maid said that there aren't many tourists these days, so my guess is that a group of skilled arcanists have left their work in every room. Based on the markings I've seen so far, there were about 3 to 5 people in this group.
And was there a sheep-headed arcanist among them?
Well, that, I don't know. What I can say, though, is that there was a sheep living in here. I saw some hoof prints on the hallway floor. It looked like someone had stayed in this motel with a sheep. Sounds pretty odd, but I suppose it ain't too strange given the local farmland. But I'm sure this will catch your attention.
What?
We all know that sheep walk on 4 hooves, but the hoof prints I saw were different. They were small and delicate, and most importantly, followed the movement pattern of a human. Judging by the trail,
Just Barbara.
the owner of the hoofprints was about the size of a slender kid. Maybe 5 feet tall.
This description exactly matches the Foundation's report.
That's it? That's the one I'm looking for.
Don't I know it? They can question my morals, but nobody can question my competence. So, may I enter your room now, Miss Vertin?
Please.
Now, let's start with this little thing. The carvings are new. No sign of woodworm damage or moisture absorption. The splinters along the edge are extremely sharp.
She dips her finger into a dark red crumbly residue.
Is this dried blood?
Oh boy. She rubs the granules between her finger and her thumb, reducing them to a fine powder.
Blood was used as the medium for this array. The circle isn't fully closed here, and the lines are a bit uneven. Whoever drew this doesn't seem to be an expert. You know how to deal with this, right?
All you have to do is ask, boss. You might be surprised.
We need to destroy it as quickly as possible. I think it's been left by a dangerous occult group.
The Enlightenment Order.
Hold on.
She places a pillow over the wood and pulls the trigger. After a faint gunshot, the lingering light goes out. I don't even have to make the sound. Fresh blood oozes from the array, settling in the faded carvings.
Is that blood?
The mercenary, unfazed, dips her finger into the red liquid and sniffs it.
Yep. The blood of an arcanist. So it can't be Kayla's.
Can you discern the owner's identity?
I ain't all-knowing. I can't identify people by their blood. No, I'll need more than just blood to find out who was here.
She fishes out a dusty sheepskin journal from the gap between the cabinet and the wall. She flips through the pages.
We are the beginning and the original source of metals. Through us, the highest tincture of art is brewed. There is neither a spring nor water like mine. I heal and help both the rich and the poor. Yet I am full of hurtful poison. What the hell does that mean?
It's a quote from a text on alchemy.
All challenges will be resolved with the provision of sufficient and high-quality materials and the precise execution of the array. But where do we find these materials?
She continues to flick through the journal, releasing the accumulated alchemical residue on its pages into the air. On the last page, tortured words are scrawled on the paper. It looks like something a criminal would write in their final moments before the death sentence.
What was once sundered shall reunite.
Her nose burns as barely visible sparks heat the air.
I've seen this handwriting before.
And here, my phone number.
It was him? He hands over a dollar bill with a string of numbers scrawled along the blank space. Wow. The mercenary pulls out the crumpled bill from her pocket, comparing the handwriting with that in the journal.
Yep, this is definitely the same.
Bang, another gunshot. What the hell's going on?
That sound. It's a Flying Arrow M1903 pistol.
Is there such a weapon like that? Oh, damn.
Kimberly? What's wrong with her now? I better go check it out, boss. Something don't seem right. You coming? That Kimberly must have run into something.
I wonder what, though. Hold your horses. Until this cliffhanger. Damn you. Alright. I think we should face reality. Going through all those Miranda rights before an interrogation. Man, we ain't got time for that. Okay, so what I'm looking at, I see Tuesday, Argus, Vertin, Kimberly here. And from what it looks like a dead body. Damn. I think the mystery murders is gonna happen. Oh! Well, I know who it is now. The thick carpet in the hallway is usually enough to dampen any sounds. Damn! If you wake up from the sound of a gunshot only to find a dead man in a hallway, holy hell. But no amount of soundproofing could stop the sound of a gunshot from echoing through the place. Yeah, this is typically what you will find in a horror game. Like, for example, Danganronpa or The Ladder. Just something you find is a dead person in the middle of a hallway. At a source, Stefan's limp, twitching body lies on the floor. There's a gaping hole in his head. She's trembling in fear. That's actually the first I've seen.
Is he still alive?
There's a hole in his head. He ain't alive for damn.
Just when I thought you couldn't get any dumber.
Oh, look how scared she is. I'm not sure if she's scared or playing dumb or playing scared, but I don't like seeing you sad.
Is this a suicide?
He pulled out the gun and shot himself in the head. His brains splattered on the walls and flowed onto the floor.
I don't see any brain matter, but her murder is almost a confession. Argus kneels down to examine the body.
There's gunshot residue and powder burns near the wound. Gunpowder particles on his fingers. There's no doubt. He died from a gunshot wound. The bullet was fired from the pistol in his hand and went straight through his skull.
Alright, you gotta appreciate the artwork they do here. From the gun to this, to his calluses, even the hands too. I'm not sure what that says right there too. Some numbers here.
But this ain't just any pistol. It's a Xeno pistol. You've got yourself in some serious trouble, Missy.
Wait a minute. Was Stefan a Xeno soldier?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, don't blame the cat girl, or whatever her name is. Her face is still pale, but she manages to stop her shaking.
I'm just an innocent, sad, terrified girl who just happened to pass by.
I extremely highly doubt you are. You are not innocent. You are not sad. And you're most definitely pretending to be terrified. But I know you're truthful.
Well, Miss Innocent, Sad, and Terrified, if you want to prove your innocence, start by telling us what happened here. And mind you, I will call you out if you lie. The evidence here will tell me what's true and what ain't.
She points to her eye. Sorry, I just swallowed some ice. She points to her eye.
If you're so clever, then why are you asking me? Just figure it out yourself.
Her protestation is weak. She quickly gives in.
All right, I'll tell you. This madman has been harassing me. Ever since I moved into this place, I'd often seen him pacing around in the hallway. Day and night, he'd stomp around out here. He didn't care if anyone else was trying to sleep. I thought he must have had a lot on his mind, like he was troubled or something. So I asked him what happened.
Ooh. Yeah, he is not okay.
His deep, sunken eyes were bloodshot. Every fiber of his being screamed that something was wrong with him. Sir, if you have any problems, there are many ways to solve them. But pacing in the hallway isn't one of them. Plus, it disrupts everyone's sleep. I swear I didn't say anything too harsh, but he was just downright rude.
Get the hell away! Get out of my face!
Excuse me! That's pretty rude, you know. I had no desire to argue with the madman. Thankfully, the maid intervened when she heard what was going on. I had no idea what she said to him, but eventually they came to terms. He stopped pacing the hallway from then on. That was a relief. I'm sure the other guests would agree. That maid can vouch for what I've said. Ask her yourselves. Not long after, I found a letter from Stefan on the floor of my room. It'd been slid under my door.
What the hell?
In the letter, he apologized for his behavior. Should I make peace with him? I thought. As I wondered, I took a look through the peephole. It was strange. I couldn't see a thing. It was pitch black out there. Is it broken? I wondered.
It looks like you're peeking through a keyhole instead of a peephole.
Before I could dwell on it too much, the phone rang. I was startled, but it was just the front desk calling.
Hello, Miss Kimberly.
Is it dinner time already?
No. Is there an issue between Mr. Stefan and yourself?
She seemed hesitant to speak.
I know it's not my place to ask, but the situation is a little concerning.
Why the music like that, though?
Mr. Stefan
Jesus
fuck! At your door, his face pressed up against it. So I just want to confirm that everything's all right between you two.
What the fuck, dude? If my vocal cords weren't hoarse, I would have screamed right now. But Jesus, that got me good. Who's that on my door? Christ.
And that's what happened.
Calm down, miss. It's all over now. Do you still have that letter with you?
A look of disgust comes from Miss Kimberly's face as she gestures to the trash can nearby.
Who'd hold on to that? I threw it out right away. It's somewhere in that bin.
Argus quickly retrieves the crumbled piece of paper from the trash can. She smooths it out on her palm and reads its contents.
Dear Ms. Kimberly, I've got a question already. How did he know your name? You didn't know each other well enough to have exchanged them, did you?
I'm the victim here, damn it! You can't interrogate me like this. But if you must know, maybe he heard it when my friend called me.
Your friend?
Why? What's so odd about that? A young girl like myself should never travel alone to places like this.
She continues in her indignation.
I need someone to make my bed and prepare my clothes and, most importantly, I need to eat. I wouldn't even be here if I weren't looking for...
She gasps, covering her mouth with her hand. But Argus isn't listening. She continues to read the letter aloud.
I want to apologize for my behavior earlier in the hallway.
Looks like a perfectly normal letter to me. No hints that this is from a man on the verge of a mental breakdown.
If you won't take my word for it, go ahead and ask the maid. She was there. She can vouch for me.
Please. We weren't accusing you of anything.
Argus lets out a laugh.
Though graphology has been criticized a lot these days, I gotta say, this looks more like a woman's handwriting to me.
What?
So you mean Stefan was a woman?
You cannot be this stupid. I'm sorry. But no. But I got my suspicions. Her aggression seems to dissipate as her eyes widen and her mouth drops.
You still with us, Missy? What I'm suggesting is that Mr. Stefan didn't write this letter, but a woman did. But that's just speculation. Chances are Mr. Stefan's handwriting was just a little feminine. I'll keep this letter for now. Back to my questions. If the story you told is true, then why are you at the scene of his death? Did you go looking for him, even after all the weird things he'd done?
Not sure what that look is for.
hungry, okay? That's a good enough answer for you? I can't just starve myself.
Hungry? If I remember correctly, the motel offers room service, and you get 1 free meal a day, so even if you ain't got no money, you have enough food to get by.
What do you know?
She looks flustered.
I'm not eating one of those ham sandwiches.
Alright, so you've got some standards when it comes to food. Let's drop that. You were there when he fired the shot, right? What happened then? Take your time and think it through. There's no rush.
About 15 minutes ago, he rang my doorbell. I thought my friend had returned from town. She always brings something amazing with her, so I opened the door. The last thing I expected was to see Stefan standing there. Who'd have thought that he could get back on his feet so quickly after the beating he took? I was terrified when I saw him there. He towered over me, one hand on the doorframe and the other pushing against the door. I slammed the door shut. I thought he'd let go, but he didn't. The door closed on his fingers.
Ooh. I understand now. I understand it all. You're with Zeno, aren't you?
His fingers were bent at a peculiar angle. It must have been painful, but he didn't seem to feel the pain at all. The fracturing of his fingers was no more painful than a mosquito bite to him.
You came to me and made me drop my guard so that one day you could turn me in for a bounty. But why me? Why are you doing this to me? It wasn't me who made the plan. It wasn't me who executed it. It wasn't me who pressed that damn button. All I did was expose their crime to the rest of the world. Tell me, why else would they want my head so desperately if they didn't believe they were guilty? In the meantime, the actual killers are treated as heroes. But I'm the hero. Me. But all my sorry ass gets is a lifetime of hiding out in some random motel in the middle of nowhere. This world is sick.
What the hell are you talking about?
I think he's sick in the head.
Come on, drop the act. Right after you spoke to me, Vertin showed up at my door. Are you trying to tell me that that was just by chance?
Vertin? He totally ignored my question.
The world has fallen ill. I can see that now. The realm above truly does exist. How else would we have gotten the idea of a perfect heavenly realm? Obviously, it doesn't exist in this world.
I don't care. Even if that place does exist, it has nothing to do with you. Get out of the way! I'm closing the door.
But at least I get to decide when I step through that door, right?
I had no idea what he was talking about. And he didn't give me much chance to figure it out either.
I'm afraid your mission is doomed to fail, young lady.
In that moment, a smile of relief came over his face. And without a moment's hesitation, he pressed the pistol against his temple and pulled the trigger.
Ow.
And you know the rest.
You gotta admit how they planned this, right? The approaching footsteps stop abruptly. They turn to the source. The maid stands before the group, showing just the right amount of surprise as her eyes fall upon the body.
What's going on in here?
This man killed himself.
Oh dear. There's blood everywhere. It'll be a lot of work to clean it all up, and with the weather being so hot, the room will soon start to smell. All the carpets have to go.
The maid lets out a long sigh, her tone tinged with annoyance.
Miss Tuesday, can I ask you a question?
Yes?
Have you ever had any guests who looked like or claimed themselves to be Manus Vindictae?
Manus Vindictae?
Her face flushes as she smiles faintly.
I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Could you explain in more detail?
Most of them dress in blue and black. Some drool a fair bit, and most of them can't speak in full sentences. The most notable feature is that they all wear masks shaped like hands. Have you seen any before?
Masks shaped like hands?
She taps her finger on the chin.
No, I've never had a guest who wore a hand-shaped mask. Never seen anyone in blue and black either. But if an organization was going to do something in secret, I don't think they'd be too public about it.
Hey, lady.
Argus doesn't hesitate to interrupt the conversation.
Take me to his room.
She points the barrel of her gun at Stefan's corpse.
Oh, it shouldn't be too hard for you to find the room yourself, right, Miss Argus? After all, that's how you make a living, but I can just tell it to you. It's 214. You must be curious about that room. I'm surprised. You've been in almost every room in the motel, and you've been here for 2 days. You're like a child in your curiosity. This place would be much safer if you were the sheriff here. Anyway, I hope you can find that girl soon.
Standing before the bloody corpse, she looks down and gently adjusts the baby in her arms. I wonder about that. Okay, so our next chapter is Spider Silk. They depict everything without saying a word. I mean, are we gonna get some spiders here? Now this definitely feels like an episode of Courage the Cowardly Dog. Hotel Cats.
Why do you want to go to Stefan's room exactly? Is it related to our investigation?
Well, of course, boss. I'm here looking for Kayla, just as you're looking for that sheep-headed...
She falls into an unusual silence.
What is it?
That arcanist you're looking for. Is her name Barbara?
You know her?
Yep. We met on Route 77.
Not worried about the sheep girl.
I just got done asking 2 men about Kayla's whereabouts and saw that it was getting dark. My sight ain't so good at night, and the nights are long these days. So I was in a bit of a hurry, hoping to get somewhere with proper lights as fast as I could. That's when I saw her, Barbara, all alone by the road. Some jerk of a driver dumped her there, and she asked me for a ride. I turned her down. Heck, I could hardly see. She'd have been better off waiting for the next driver than riding with a blind bat like me, you know? But as I drove away, I changed my mind. She was too young to be left out there all by herself, so I turned back to get her. But when I arrived, she was already gone. There was nothing but a trail of hoof prints in the dirt.
Then the crash.
When I got to the motel, I saw those hoof prints again. I gotta say, I was kinda relieved to see them. At least she made it here safely.
And is she still here?
Well, I've never seen any hoof prints leaving the motel, but that don't mean she's still here. You gotta be mindful of what your mind picks up and what might slip you by. It's easy to ignore other evidence when what you've seen already fits your hypothesis. That being said, it's still likely that she's somewhere in the motel.
All right. Then let's look for her.
And I pray to God that she ain't tonight's dinner. Who wants lamb sandwiches?
It seems we're in agreement. To room 214.
202. 203.
She counts the doors as they walk down the hallway. What the... There's a red... Out of the corner of her eye, a flash of red catches her attention.
I've checked those too. Ain't much in them.
Argus, did you see a red door just now?
Yeah, that's weird.
A red door?
Nothing. Must have been my imagination.
Or the fact that the motel is coming back to life. As they approach the end of the hallway, they spot room 214. The door is slightly ajar. Clearly, Stefan left in a hurry. They enter. The thick curtains are pulled shut, blocking out almost all the light from outside. They're hit with a stale, sour smell of old alcohol. The glow in Argus's eyes flickers like a light in a faulty circuit.
Are you alright? Can you still see?
Don't worry about it. Ain't the first time this has happened. This high issue runs in the family. It's the price we pay for having our arcane power.
The mercenary glances around the room, a slight frown on her face.
Now, what are we looking for, boss? People leave all kinds of evidence behind all the time. It'll be like wandering around in the woods without a compass if we don't know what we're looking for. So if you don't want to be inundated with meaningless clues, you need to give me some directions.
Alright. First, I'd like to know what happened to Barbara. Second,
Fleeting images surface in her mind.
whether Manus Vindictae has been here, or anyone from that Order of Enlightenment. And last, about Mr. Stefan. The pistol he used was a xeno-military weapon, and he seemed to know about my relation to the vacuum bomb operation. It's likely that he once held a high rank within the xeno-military.
What the hell's a vacuum bomb operation? I'm just guessing that this was in the story that I've yet to get further into. I'm still in chapter 7 right now.
I want to know why he came to this motel, and what happened to make him lose his mind here.
Lose his mind here? What makes you think he wasn't crazy already?
Xeno pays much more attention to its soldiers' mental well-being than any conventional military organization. It's because quite a few of them are arcanists. They're both Xeno's strength and weakness, so I'm inclined to think Mr. Stefan developed these mental health issues after entering the motel.
Huh. Is that so? I gotta say, I don't know much about all this military institution stuff. Right, so here's the plan. First, locate Barbara. Second, look for any signs of Manus Vindictae or the Order of Enlightenment. And third, find out how poor old Stefan lost his marbles. And of course, I've got my own business to deal with. Tracking down Kayla.
She starts to meticulously search the room.
Hey boss, I've got something.
There's a series of small but clear traces imprinted in the dust.
These footprints are from a spider. Looks like the little guy went back and forth along here quite a few times. I know this might not seem pertinent to our investigation, but it is worth noting. You ever seen a spider make a phone call?
Nope.
I'm afraid I'm not interested in the movements of spiders right now.
Argus shrugs.
Come on, boss. Loosen up a little.
Drip, drip. The sound of dripping water echoes nearby.
Do you hear that? Sounds like dripping water.
With every drip, a water stain grows larger and larger on the wallpaper. Like that one?
I'm sure it's just the motel plumbing.
But
the stain gradually takes the form of a hand. Its 5 fingers all clearly defined. Where do I see it at?
watch out!
Suddenly the hand pulls itself from the wall and slams down. We fighting, y'all. Alright, I want to see how her gameplay fits.
I prefer to write rather than... Is this a new route?
Alright. Alright, let's see how Barbara plays out here. And let me take a look at you guys. Your beloved dog. Beloved dog. Ew. Alright.
Run free on the meadow. Please don't get hurt.
You're waking.
You're very sleepy. Your body feels light. Ugh, my Walkman! Don't! No!
This way, please.
Gather round.
At your service.
Hold my hand. It's just skipping stones. Don't!
Let's see. Let's see how this looks like as this.
A bloody handprint on broken glass. Classic.
Open your heart and
Never
embrace
mind.
your dreams.
This place is definitely more than meets the eye.
I'm with you on that. There's just too much Arcanum-related weirdness going on here. Never seen so many arrays in a motel before.
But we've only found one.
In your room, yeah. But there are a load more. One room has them drawn from floor to ceiling. Looked like some kind of transformation array to me. I ain't no expert, so I can't say for sure.
What are they trying to do, I wonder?
Who knows?
She brings the conversation to an abrupt end and continues searching the room.
Oh, boss. You might be interested in this.
She peers under the bed.
It's another one. Just like the others.
Another array? A huge array lies beneath the bed. It's scattered with dark crystals. The design is familiar.
I've seen this before. It was also drawn in that parchment notebook. This is indeed a transformation array. But it's not in its full form.
They were trying something. Check it out.
She plucks the hair from the carpet.
This is hair from the mane of a howler lion. And there are some other materials around it too. Not exactly sure what they are though. They're too finely ground, but one thing's for sure. Someone held a ceremony here, and for some reason, it didn't work out for them.
This is important. The Foundation needs to know about this.
The air is silent.
Argus?
The mercenary doesn't respond. She's still staring at the strand of hair between her fingers. It's chestnut colored.
This is Kayla's hair. She was here, in this room, or at least someone who came into contact with her.
The phone rings, cutting her off. And here we are with this. How did he... Let's see. Alright, so we got something of it. Now we're back with Lilya here, and hoping that's either that's a Xeno soldier or something else. It's, well, it's spooky time. Unexpected surprises, or rather scares. Part 10. It's spooky time. Right. A man lies in the grass just outside of town. He's strumming a guitar and humming to himself.
Ah, this is the life. A warm, beautiful night, a cold drink, and no one but me and the stars in the sky. Maybe I'll just lay here till morning.
You're AWOL, soldier. It's a young Xeno soldier. His eyes hazy from intoxication. He raises his flask to the twinkling stars above.
A good night with good drinks! I wish every day could be like this.
A dark figure looms over him, but in his blurred vision, he can't make out who it is.
Hey, buddy, you're blocking my view.
Huh? Are you stargazing?
I would. The soldier blinks. He knows that voice.
Has anyone ever told you that you sound awfully like Lieutenant Lilya?
Because she is Lieutenant Lilya, you drunkard.
The rider of Red 38? Heard of her? No one can fly like her.
Of course.
The soldier concentrates, getting the figure's face a little more into focus.
Oh my... You even look like her!
That because, again, it is her, you...
Keep playing dumb, and I'll show you what it's like to have her kick your ass.
No. The soldier's drunken eyes finally focus to see Lilya herself. a look of displeasure on her face. Yeah, you better sober up, soldier. He stumbles onto his feet, dropping the flask in his hand on the way up. He tries to salute, but almost falls flat on his face in the attempt.
Lieutenant Lilya, Airman First Class Andreas, at your service.
Luckily, he manages to complete the wobbly salute.
Are you the warehouse guard?
She looks at the soldier doubtfully.
Yes, ma'am.
She is not happy. She hasn't had a drink. She ain't getting her red 38. She is feeling like she's wasting her time. She ain't taking no no's. She's not gonna waste time. Few would so eagerly admit to the dereliction of their duties. In a way, he possesses exceptional courage.
On your feet, soldier. My red 38 is in your warehouse for maintenance, and I need you to remove the gravity ritual from it.
Gravity ritual?
If you don't understand what I'm saying, go get someone who does. I need it today.
The soldier ponders, slowed by his inebriation. Just as Lilya is about to lose her patience, the soldier's eyes light up.
Oh, right. The gravity ritual. Yes, I know. Please, come with me. I'll take you to the warehouse.
Are you certain you can undo the ritual?
Yes, ma'am. They made sure I got the hang of it before they took off. Leave it to me.
Lead the way, soldier.
I wonder what the hell's gonna happen. They stand side by side in the factory, the wooden crate before them.
Open it.
Oh, I remember this package. I thought it was some kind of joke, or someone with the same name as you sent the package. Who would have thought that you'd come to Texas yourself?
He rambles on. Lilya's patience is coming to an end.
Hurry up, soldier. Open the crate. Now.
Ma'am, I know you want to do this quick, but...
Yeah.
I haven't been authorized to undo this incantation.
What?
If you can't do it, find me someone who can. I won't say it a third time.
Another inconvenience. Really?
Truth be told, there's no one else to turn to. I'm the only one left. I was made an airman first class to do this job. I was still in training before this, you see.
He probably pats his chest.
The others were either transferred back to headquarters or just left. I don't know where they are now. But since they entrusted me with such an important task, I'm sure I have a bright future ahead of me.
Well, you better start by unlocking that box, soldier, because otherwise you're gonna be no longer a soldier. You're gonna be dead. Lilya's patience has officially run out.
You just said you aren't authorized, not that you don't have the ability, right? I have two options for you. 1, remove the ritual now. Or 2, I beat your ass, and then you remove the ritual.
Where's the third option?
Well...
Boy, you better start thinking.
Choose! No more gibbering.
She readies her fist.
I picked the second one.
Huh?
Wait, are you seriously asking her to kick you? Beat you? What? I have no words. She is genuinely confused, so am I.
You see, I'm happy to get rid of the ritual for you, but I can't do it on my own initiative. I'm only an airman first class. I can't make decisions about this stuff, so you have to beat me up to avoid future inquiries. One day, after I'm promoted, I'll be able to better assist you, ma'am. I mean, you're the best pilot I've ever seen. I even made a scrapbook of the reports on your flights.
Before he can finish what he's saying, Lilya has already clocked him.
Alright, no screaming, soldier. Let's do this.
Okay. Each hit seems to clear his head a little more. But by the time his face is completely swollen, he has snapped back to reality.
Stop! This is plenty to prove my innocence. I'll undo the ritual now.
He squats down and performs necessary movements around the crate. There's a flash of light, and the crate opens.
Oof. You almost blinded me there.
She eagerly grabs the Red 38 and feels the familiar touch of the cold metal in her palm.
Thanks, soldier. There's one more thing.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know why Zeno pulled out of here so suddenly?
He squints, trying to remember.
They said it was an order from the top.
The top?
And that's all I was told. But word is, it was because Admiral Igor got real mad about the video leak of the vacuum bomb.
Again, there has to be the recent chapter.
But that's just a rumor. Ever since the evacuation, strange things have started to happen.
Such as?
We started getting visitors from this group called the Order of Enlightenment, and now the farmers have stopped tending their fields. The cattle and sheep have been abandoned in the wilderness. All the townsfolk do now is go to these gatherings, hoping that the sufferer will bring them eternal joy. I don't know who this sufferer is, but he ain't doing any good here.
Where do those people stay? In the town?
It's a ways away, I think.
The soldier struggles to recall.
A place called Tuesday's Motel.
What?
Berlin, Vertin! I have to go back!
She clasps the Red 38 with both hands, the cool grooves of the metal settling into her grasp.
Let's get out of here, girl.
With a victorious stance, she mounts the Red 38. A silver light traces an arc in the sky as the pilot leaves the factory and disappears into the night.
Safe travels, ma'am!
The young soldier calls out after her, his voice soon swallowed by the night. I'm loving these things. Short distance flights are no challenge for Lilya. She lands near the motel, guided by its glowing sign. The shadows of the trees around it look like hunched human figures.
Choose this motel.
She locks onto her destination and is about to proceed when she feels something tap her on the shoulder from behind.
Hello. Can you give me a ride?
I'm sorry, but that gave me chills. It has to be Barbara, right?
I can't help you. Ask someone else.
Can you give me a ride?
Jesus Christ. Lilya, just go.
I said I can't help you.
The repeated questions are getting on her nerves. She swivels around, ready to give the questioner a piece of her mind, but freezes on the spot. There's a girl wearing an outdated outfit. Her face has no discernible features. It's been smoothed over the cement. With cement?
Huh? Can I have some chocolate?
God, this is getting creepy. I'm liking how these VAs are doing these parts here. The faceless girl holds out a candy wrapper.
I met a kind man who gave me some chocolate. I've never tasted anything so sweet.
This ain't Barbara, isn't it?
The hell? Stay away from me!
Can I have that candy? More! I want more!
She opens her mouth wide, revealing a row of razor-sharp teeth.
Stop asking me for candy! This isn't Halloween, idiot!
I don't think it's a child. What are you? Alright, we'll start with this.
Happy to lend a hand.
Hold on a second. What? Hang on. Hold on a second. What the hell are you? What is this? Bath invitation. Alright. I have seen horror games that have, well, this jump scare about a bathtub and this thing, but this takes the cake. Good design though, but creepy as hell.
Run.
You're waking.
You're very sleepy. Your body feels light. Whoa!
This way,
What's it,
please.
crew? Gather round.
At your service.
Hold my hand.
Alright, we'll give you the...
Want to hit the waves?
here.
My child. This
I want
way,
to see
please.
Tuesday's ability first, to be honest.
My little boat.
A bloody handprint on broken glass. Classic. A real troublemaker of a guest, aren't you?
Alright.
My child.
I guess, go with this.
You're waking.
Actually, I think I might have done goofed here.
Please don't resist. You're so sleepy.
Damn. I was a little too late for that one, huh?
Such a fresh experience. I better record this in my journal.
Well, that was quite an experience.
Hey.
Jesus. Stop giving us scares. The pilot relaxes her poised fist when she recognizes the person in front of her.
It's you.
Are you alright? You look pale.
You shouldn't sneak up on people like that. I could have hurt you.
My apologies. But you're safe now that you're at the motel. No need to be frightened.
I think you should go away from her. But then again, who knows? Who cares, right? Alright, in all honesty, I think there's more to it here that's like... After that, there's lots of things to do. Alright, so every town has its own story. Some fit for the prime time, others for filling slots. So, again, this is just another lure here, February 5th. Well, ain't that odd. I'll just skip it. You guys can just pause and read it if you want. Like I said, I'll do this every time. Well. Yeah, another thing about the motel here. Let's see, let's read the record. It looks like a bunch of, I guess, accountability records, if you know what it is. About actions and stuff. Yeah. Alright. So I'm not sure how long this was out. Let's go ahead and continue. Actually, you know what? I think I might not continue on because I did half of it. So I might just end this here. So I'm going to say this. Thank you all for watching this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did enjoy this video, please give this video a like, and if you didn't, dislike. And if you're new to the channel, please help my channel out by clicking that subscribe button. You'd be greatly appreciated, and I would love for you to do so. It would help me out greatly. And of course, if you enjoyed my narrations of the games that I do, like for First Night Tonight is a very interesting game to play, even though I have yet to try to complete this chapter. So I want to ask y'all a question. I know I had recorded chapter 1 on when I used to record this, but should I go ahead and continue on with the story that I'm in now on the main story, or should I make a video about all the cinematics that I previously done, like I am on the second half of chapter 2, or I'm on chapter 2. So let me know in the comment section down below if you have any questions, or should I do those things. Otherwise, in the next video, we're going to be continuing on chapter 11, Do Not Disturb. And I do believe that our Kimberly, Miss Kimberly, is probably spying on us. So, as always, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the new video. So peace out, and have an awesome week.